Okay, great. What Celebrity Spotlight Live is this. It's a live talk show without the radio and without the cameras, and it is conducted in two phases. The first phase is the live conference call, which we're going to do tonight, and then the second phase is when our conference call transitions to the website for you to obtain promotion and exposure for your products. And it also gives your fans, your supporters, well-wishers, and even potential supporters the opportunity to get to know you a little bit better beyond the lights, the camera, and the action. So that's what Celebrity Spotlight Live is all about. Let's start with this. I was reading your bio, LaTasha, and it said that you were an industrial engineer. Am I correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Okay, dear. Share that with us. We're going to talk tonight about your past, about your present, what's happening now, and then what's next or your future with your business.
Okay, well, I had been interested in sciences and physics and taking things apart and putting them together all my life. Starting as a little girl, I was a daddy's girl. So we fixed everything around the house. And so when I went to school, naturally I said, I need to do something with that since I'm so, passionate about doing things like that. So I decided to take up industrial engineering. And I went ahead and I graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with my bachelor's, and then I went on to get my master's degree in quality systems management, which is a form of engineering on the quality side. Okay. So I got my master's degree with that, and I was working for an aerospace company for many, many years. I started off as a co-op there, and then they hired me full-time. So, I've been working for that company maybe over 12 years.
Oh, okay, more than a decade, I see.
Yes.
Okay, that is quite an intriguing field to be in. As a matter of fact, you're probably the only person I have contacted or know of who has been involved in that field of industrial engineering. It's quite interesting. So now how did you transition from that field into, you're laughing already, into what it is that you're doing now, because you are the CEO, the shot caller, I call them. You're the CEO and the senior designer of your own jewelry company. And tell us the name of your jewelry company, dear.
My jewelry company is Chloe DeBray Jewelry.
Okay.
And
Chloe DeBray Jewelry. Okay, go
ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And how I got started with this jewelry line is I am also, being a daddy's girl, I was labeled as a tomboy maybe 70% of the time, but then the other 30% of the time, on Sundays when we went to church, I was all about wearing the dresses and wearing, becoming pretty, and I love that for Sundays. But Monday through Saturday, I was tomboy, So I did have a girl side to me when it was appropriate. So I grew up embracing that, and I loved dressing up. I loved everything about dressing up and accessories. And when I became a teenager, able to do a little bit of, makeup and all of that. So I was total glamour, full out glamour. Even though I did enjoy, like I said, engineering and taking things apart and putting them together. So how it came with this jewelry line is I knew that one day I was going to, start a business on the side, and I just didn't know what it would be. And I said to myself, what am I passionate about? And I knew it was fashion, anything with fashion and accessories. So I merged my love for engineering in with creating things with my hand and via computer software. because a lot of the jewelry that I make, I actually draft it up like an AutoCAD designer, an engineering AutoCAD.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, I will draft that up on my computer software, and then I will send it out to be laser cut, just as any industrial company, manufacturing company would do.
Wow.
So that's how those two marry together. I am able to still do some engineering work per se, but I relate that to accessories and jewelry.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful explanation of how you transitioned from doing the engineering into doing accessories. And I can identify when you say when you go to church, you got to dress up. Sometimes some of us used to wear the gloves with a little pocketbook. We didn't have much in it, but maybe a piece of gum. And a Sunday school offering. But we were dressed to the nine with the little shoes, and we could not play.
Yes,
in our church clothes.
No, ma'am.
Okay, we had to take the clothes off and do, and then change and everything like that. But that's a beautiful thing. I would like to say I've had the opportunity to look at some of your pieces online. They are absolutely beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. Now, as it relates to fashion, again, you are the senior designer for Chloe DeBray. Do you have a favorite fashion designer or someone who you just really just love to see their work, or you love to see, on television or on Bravo or on the runway? A favorite designer do you have in mind?
Well, I actually don't have a favorite just because there are so many that I love. I mean, and we're talking about people that are designers that are way far above my price bracket, but I love them anyway. I mean, just anywhere, it can go from Chloe, okay? We can go to Gucci. We can also go, there's another person named Ralph and Russo, I believe I'm pronouncing that properly. But, I mean, anything that's gorgeous, Valentino, I mean, Bagley Mishka, I mean, all of those well-known high-end designers I love. So
you like, Versace.
Yeah, people who do things that are couture, I'm very, very interested in those type of pieces. Although like I said, could not buy that right now, but I just love looking at beautiful things.
Right. And on that note, you mentioned several designers. As far as a model is concerned, is there a model who you could see rocking, absolutely rocking your jewelry? There are many of them, just as well as there are designers, you know what I'm saying? But, again, your pieces are very high-end. They're very quality. I have never seen anything like your earrings, especially the feathered pieces.
Oh, yes.
Those are
now,
gorgeous.
Actually, I, to be frank, I'm not one to make it seem like, something is more or less than what it is. But to be frank, I was actually inspired to do those feather earrings based off of something that I saw years ago, and there was a person, and I don't know who that designer was, but I saw it at like a kind of like a trade show, or you know how they have like art, maybe even African art or things like that, where some people are able to bring jewelry. And I saw something there where it was just feathers going in a hoop, feathers going in a circle, and it was an actual earring. And the person did have it, in other things like maybe a bracelet or a necklace. And I just fell in love with the idea of the feathers going in a circle like that. As far as, maybe like a new take on a hoop earring.
Right. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I just fell in love with that. So I decided, let me try something like that. Let me see what I can put my hands into and try something like that. And I don't know, I just went to the craft store and said, let me just pick up something. And I sat down on my kitchen table, and I just, just tried to do something. And as I went along, I learned more as I went along, and I said, you know what? This is pretty cool. This is really cool. And then I fell in love. The more and more I, started practicing, and I'm like, I love these earrings. I wonder if anybody else would love them. So yeah. So of course, your family members are the first people who see anything that you do.
Exactly.
And they give you the first feedback. So my sister, she fell in love. And, from then on, it was just friends told me that, oh, my gosh, I would pay so much money for those because they're handcrafted, and I've never seen anything like that.
Exactly. And those are my words, exactly. I have seen, feathered pieces, but most of the feathered pieces that I have seen, they're just they just hang down straight like chandeliers,
Right.
But I've never seen, like, the round pieces like yours, and they're nice. They're quality. The feather, the material is quality. You can look at it even on the internet, and you can tell. It took a lot of time that went into it. You didn't just throw it together, and that's important because, like you said, you love anything that's beautiful and pretty, and anything that is elegant. And women, we perceive ourselves as queens anyway. Want to be treated like queens, want to look like queens. You know what I'm saying? We can make something that's worth, let's say, $100 look like it's $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, your jewelry is absolutely beautiful. And so your clients, you said some of your clients are your family members. Who else have you sold some of your jewelry to? Have you had the opportunity to sell your jewelry as of yet to any celebrities or to anyone who is, let's say, in the entertainment industry, or do you have a desire going forward to do something of that nature?
Well, I have sold to family members and close friends. That's how it started.
Okay.
And then it branched out word of mouth where I would, a few members of my church said that they loved them and they had to have them. So I, sold some to, members of church. Then they started to spread the word. And then I've even sold to people who I don't even know, So I've sold to those people. Now, celebrities, I have not sold any, but I have gifted to several celebrities. And that's just, to be honest, it's just the grace of God. I actually grew up with Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, she is from Rockford, Illinois, and so am I. So we grew up together, and she came across, I believe we were Facebook friends or something like that. I know we're Twitter friends, but we were also Facebook friends. And I asked her, I said, how about, I gift you with these earrings. I started a jewelry line. We were catching up. And I said, I started a jewelry line. I would love to gift you with anything that you see on my website. And she responded back and said, oh, homegirl, I would love, these pairs of earrings. And then she even asked me to gift some so that she could give to her other Destiny's Child members. Wow. Now, I made some for them. I have not seen them actually wear them, like I haven't caught TMZ on them yet. TMZ hasn't taken a paparazzi picture of them yet, but they do have them in their possession. So those are the celebrities that I've actually gifted to.
Well, that's a blessing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray and ask God that there will be an expansion of your business.
Thanks.
And that not only will celebrities become familiar with your jewelry, but also doctors.
Yes.
And lawyers.
Yes.
Accountants.
Yes.
Wives of judges. Okay. Things like that. Other first ladies.
Yes.
Because you're in a very good posture right now. You mentioned the church, and you mentioned your family, and you mentioned your friends. And sometimes all it takes is one door that can open 15 or 20. And in talking to you, you have the kind of personality where you're very soft-spoken, and when you talk, people will listen. and based upon the picture that I saw on your website, too, very attractive young lady. So, people don't have a problem.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, my goodness.
Someone who's soft-spoken, who has a nice personality, and then having faith. That to me is like the icing on the cake. But I'm going to pray and believe God to expand your business and for your earrings even to get into some people's hands accidentally but intentionally at the same time. God can do anything.
Amen.
He can do anything. And you put yourself, you put a whole lot of time into what it is that you're doing, because your bio said that you did a lot of research, into the handcrafted pieces and into learning different types of the material and everything that went into the making of this jewelry. You spent a lot of time in it. So it means a lot to you, and it's just like cooking a meal. You don't want to cook just to be cooking. You want the people you're serving, to enjoy it, and pardon me, to even burp, afterwards, which means, what, that was delicious. Can I have another piece? Can I have some more of that or something like that? So, LaTasha, your business is definitely going to go a long way. I believe God for your earrings, like I said, to get into the hands of those kind of people. And the fact that you gifted your celebrity friend, that right there is a blessing too. That's a blessing that you even, have access to someone like that. And listen, that's just one door, and like if you never see them wear your jewelry, don't even worry about it. There are so many other doors and windows that God can open.
Amen.
For your jewelry to be seen and for your jewelry to be worn. And so many designers have become not so much famous, but they've become wealthy because, someone just happened to wear one ring or something that they gifted to them. So your giving is not in vain. I just want you to know that tonight. Your giving is not in vain at all. So now, Chloe DeBray Jewelry, do you do shows? Is your jewelry at the present in any, let's say, small boutiques? Is that something that is in your plan for the future? Tell us about the future, or where would you like for Chloe DeBray jewelry to go from this point?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that is my next goal, is to try to get my jewelry into boutiques, downtown Chicago, anywhere there where they could be seen by quite a lot of people, not just, maybe more than just, regular Chicago's. Yeah, maybe people who come to visit Chicago, tourists and all of that. So that is definitely my next goal, is to market them out to boutiques. And I recently, I guess it's not recent anymore, but I have a 9-month-old baby boy, and I was waiting for the perfect time to wean him so that I could go out and venture to those boutiques and show them, this is my product, and would you be interested in displaying it in your stores? Because that would be absolutely perfect to have, a certain order. If they say, yes, we would like 50 of these pieces to be displayed in our store.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That was perfect for me.
Yeah, that'll definitely work. And in the downtown area, do they have like malls? Or because where I live, they have like shops. They have smaller shops, and then in order for you to go to the mall, you would have to get into your car and just go maybe several miles or something like that. But is there a mall in your downtown area in Chicago? Or they just have
not in Chicago. Not in Chicago. There are no malls. There are only there are no malls, let's say, downtown, I should say. There are only boutiques and a lot of, areas where you can shop. There is, of course, the Magnificent Mile, where you have all of the big name, stores like Nordstrom, and, you have Macy's, Ferragamo, and all of those. But then there are also small boutiques that are not the big names, but they are boutiques that sell expensive clothing and accessories. They have they're very popular for people who just want something unique.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
there are lots of boutiques downtown. Now, the main malls that we have are a little bit on the outskirts of Chicago.
Okay.
So
Got
if you want to go to a major mall, then you would probably have to drive at least 30 to 35 minutes to get to, and it would be another suburb. It would be a suburb of Chicago to get to a major mall.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's how the setup is. But there are definitely enough boutiques for you to make an impact. That's what I'm getting at. There are definitely enough boutiques in that area.
Yes.
For your jewelry. Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yes,
that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Okay, LaTasha, this is a part of the interview. We only have a few more minutes left, where I like to have a lot of fun, and it concerns colors. What's your favorite color, and what's your favorite food? Do you have a favorite actor or actress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, do you want to start? My favorite color?
Mhm.
My favorite color is cobalt blue, the very electric blue. I love that color.
Pretty.
Yes.
Cobalt blue. Very nice. Okay. Your favorite food?
My favorite food is hands down lasagna, and it has to be authentic, as if it was from Italy itself.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a lasagna snob, so I love lasagna.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
yes.
my lasagna couture. Okay, okay. Favorite actor, actress?
My favorite actor, I would say my favorite actor, I have a couple. I would say Denzel Washington, just because he's very passionate about when he studies for his roles and all of those things. And then I would say just an actress. Let's go with, I was going to say Meryl Streep, but I will definitely say Angela Bassett, because oh my goodness. She is everything. She is everything.
She is. Okay, yeah, she's one of my favorites as well. And the last question I'm going to ask you, I ask all of the individuals that I interview, if you had the ability to put your hands on top of one another like Genie and just blink, what would you make happen?
Well, actually, and is this concerning business or is this concerning
anything, hon? Anything. If you had the ability to blink, just like Genie.
Okay. Well, this goes into ministry for me, because I would really love for all of the teaching that we receive at our church, and all of the good, meat that we get to eat every Sunday and then every Tuesday on at Bible study. I would just love for everybody to just get it. To get it.
G-E-T, I got it.
Yes, and to exercise it out. That is really what, and I know that it's all in God's plan, that everybody walks in their own way. They have their own journey, so to speak.
And exactly.
He's pulling them at their own pace. But you asked if I could blink and something would happen. I would like for our diet and our exercise to match, because we're getting a good diet, we're getting good food, but I want us to exercise it out, and that's what I wish would be.
Excellent. Well, LaTasha, it has been wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing with Celebrity Spotlight Live, Chloe DeBray Jewelry, and your passion and your future goals. And we're definitely, as I said before, going to be praying for you. And we know that all is going to be well and that you're going to continue to be successful. Hold on one second. Let me come on this recording.